On today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the very large Marvel Select figure. This time we're looking at the Merc with a mouth. We're looking today at Deadpool. Deadpool looks like he comes with some sort of display base. He also comes with multiple weapons. You would expect that to be the case with Deadpool. The packaging is very large. On the side we got Deadpool's Special Collector's Edition action figure with highly detailed base. Memory serves me right, I picked this up at the same time I picked up the Marvel Select, I think it was Juggernaut. And surprisingly enough, I actually was going to pass on this guy initially. I know, I was going to initially pass on the Marvel Select Deadpool. And I don't know, my feelings lately for Deadpool has kind of been the same, and you guys can let me know down below if you agree or you disagree. But lately I find Deadpool, I don't know, it's kind of like Wolverine. I used to really like Wolverine back in the day when he was a side character. But then all of a sudden he got really cool and really mainstream, and then Wolverine was in everything, and I got so tired of Wolverine. Kind of the same as Deadpool. I liked Deadpool back in New Mutants. Liked him when he guest appeared in some of the X-Force comics. But I just find lately, I don't know, I'm just really off of Deadpool. Which is probably one of the reasons why I held off getting this figure for so long. On the side though, we've got, now that looks to be Rob Liefeld's work of Deadpool. This is probably when I was following Deadpool the most. It might not be Rob Liefeld, I'm just throwing it out there though. And then on the back, pan the camera up there. I'm not going to get everything in here, but it says sculpted by Gabriel Marquez. Deadpool, aka Wade Wilson, is the infamous Merc with a mouth. His career as a mercenary began while he's still in his late teens, when he became a test subject for Department K's branch of the joint US-Canadian Superhuman Enhancement Project, better known as Weapon X program. Horribly scarred and slightly insane due to the super soldier process that bestowed him with an accelerated healing factor, Deadpool has become one of the Marvel Universe's favorite loudmouth, smart alecky, super assassin mercenaries. And there is a very nice looking picture of Deadpool, or certainly as the figure. There's a picture of Deadpool down below there. There is also a variant. Maybe I'll discuss that when I get the package opened up. Other figures that you can get. The Magneto, which I've been extremely impressed with. It's become one of my favorite Magnetos. And of course the Cyclops, which I've yet to pick up. I might still do that though. Needless to say, the very large packaging is now done. I'm going to take myself a bit of a break, and I'm going to get this figure completely out. Then we're going to have a look at the figure, and I'll let you guys know what I think. So there's more to come, guys. Stay tuned. And for starters, Deadpool comes with a very impressive display stand. Got some floor work going on. There goes Deadpool. We'll address that later. He comes with a very nice floor base there. We've got a brick wall that's riddled with bullets. All the bullets are down below here as well. Now this is a nice display stand. It's a far cry from the display stand that we got with the Juggernaut figure. Now granted, you could say, oh, the Juggernaut's bigger, so for the costs and everything. If I don't use this display stand with Deadpool here, who's apparently taking a nap, I might even use it for Juggernaut. Now granted, Juggernaut's quite large, you might miss a lot of it, but it's just a really nice display stand. It's just fun. It's leaps and bounds from the display stand we got with Juggernaut. So for no other reason to buy this figure, I would say it's for this really cool stand. Put that down. We'll pick up Deadpool, who's fallen. He's a really nice figure. Now, I don't unfortunately have the Marvel Legends Deadpool that I can use the comparison because he is actually still in package. He is a nice figure. For starters, I want to just talk about his head, though. I like that they put the additional point that seems to be on the later interpretations of Deadpool. I like that. I like that quite a bit. I have no qualms with that. I find his head, though, is a little fat. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I am just nitpicking. If you ask me, I probably would have made the black around his eyes just a little smaller, and I would make his head just a little bit more narrow. The head is probably my least favorite thing about this figure, and that's not a good way to start when you say I don't like the head of an action figure, because that kind of just might ruin it for the rest of the figure. But he is nice. You know, I like the detailing. The red and the black is really nice. There's certainly loads and loads of accessories that he comes with. But I don't know, I just find his head is just a little, it seems just a little off to me. Of the costume, you can make out that he's got a few blades, that he's got a blade right up there. That's permanent, you can't take that out. On his belt, you can see he's got the Deadpool logo. Nice detail work on the belt, with little pockets going on there as well. He's got two areas in the back for his swords, which we'll get into in a second. He's got the classic 90s style. Everything in the 90s had to have pockets. You don't believe me? Check out some of the comics from the 90s. Wetworks, Youngblood, yeah, there you go. On the sides, though, he has two holsters. Both holsters have guns that can be removed. With a little finagling. There we go. There's one of the handguns right there. All that just to put the handgun back. The other handgun right here. Looks like it's very similar. Might even be the same one. Yeah, it looks like it's the same gun. That's alright. I'm not going to be too upset with the same gun being used. Now let's zoom away from Deadpool's crotch, shall we? We don't have to spend a lot of time on there. And he also has a knife. Now the knife looks like it is not removable. It is also just a permanent fixture. But that still aside, you still get lots of weapons that he comes with. Probably the obvious weapons right now is the two sais that he's holding. It doesn't seem to be any area. Now granted, you could probably take the sais. Now there are elastics. I kept elastics on just to show you guys. Most figures with weapons tend to have these elastics on them. I'm just going to move the elastic out of the way for the time being. Take the sai out. There's one of the sais that he comes with. The other sai is in his hand, in his other hand. Like so. And I suppose you could probably take the sais, even though they're not probably intended for it. You could put the sais on the back if you wanted to. The real reasoning for these holders at the back are likely because of the katana. Are these a katana blade? Looking, they may not be a true katana blade. I'm sure somebody will tell me down below. Now I found, maybe what I'll do is I'll just peg Deadpool into his display stand for the time being. I found that the swords themselves feel, well, they're rubbery, but they do still feel a little flimsy. In fact, when I was taking them out of the package, I was a bit worried that they were going to break. Now, you can put the katanas in Deadpool's hand, and it seems to be like a debate, I think, an ongoing debate as to how one properly displays a Deadpool. On some sides of the coin, you have people, I'm just taking these elastics off. On some sides of the coin, you have people that say, you know what, he's a martial artist, let's give him some swords in his hand. Personally, when there is the other end of the scale, there are people that say, you know what, Deadpool should totally have guns in his hand. I'm for the guns in his hand. These swords, even though you can have him holding him very loosely, I might add. He doesn't hold them well at all. But that's just okay with me, because I would take these swords and I would display them in the back. Just like so. Just like so. He also does come with a gun, a much larger gun. Now, you only have two slots for the swords. There is really no other slot to hold the gun or the rifle or whatever this may be, and also the sais. So they kind of just sit loosely. You could probably have them just laying on the set if you wanted to, just like that. Like he's just used them and then he's discarded them. Although these wouldn't really run out of ammunition, but you know what I mean. No, personally, I would probably give Deadpool, I'm going to pull them out here, I probably would give Deadpool the 2 pistols. Now, he's got a trigger finger. I don't think I can actually get the pistol properly positioned on his hand where it's going to have his finger in it. In fact, his finger is it's almost too close to the rest of his fingers that you're not going to really be able to do it. But I would likely have my Deadpool holding 2 guns. That's the way I like to have it. Now, in the way of Deadpool's articulation, he has, it looks like a ball joint. I'm going to assume it does look like a ball joint. Now, Sculpt is going to sacrifice that, but at least you can move his head left and right, somewhat down. That's about it, though. He's got a pin and socket shoulder. He's got a bend in the elbow. No rotation or anything like that, but he does have a rotation in his wrists. He has a rotation in his waist. Do be cautious, though, with these swords. You don't want to be turning them too much and accidentally break the swords. His legs do swivel. Now, this leg on mine swivels quite a bit. This one's not as bad. But the legs are on a pin. There's a pin and socket in there that will allow the legs to move out. Not really a lot, though. Don't be expecting too much with it. His legs do bend at the knee at 2 points. And there's also what looks to be a single rotation just in the ankle. That's really it, though. By Marvel Legends comparisons, the Deadpool does not have as much articulation, but I think makes up for it in detail. Still not really a fan of the head. I don't know, the head could have been a lot better. It's not one of my favorite looking Deadpools, at least head-wise. But I think he's still a pretty solid looking figure. He's got a great display stand, and he's got really cool accessories. Deadpool, I'm gonna give Deadpool a 7.5. If you are a Deadpool fan, God knows there's probably a lot of you, I would say pick this guy up, or you probably would already have him in your collection. If you do have him in your collection, let me know down below what you guys think of him. And you know what? Give me a rating on what you think this guy is worth as well. Maybe you think he's higher, maybe you think he's a lot lower. I don't know, let me know down below. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap this up here. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Marvel Select Deadpool. I thank you guys for watching. As you always do, stay tuned for more Toy Spots to come. And I will see you guys next time. Bye now.